My beloved child, open your heart, not just your ears, not just your thoughts. Open the deepest part of you, the place where eternity whispers and time stands still. This is not a message born of noise or chance. This is not another voice among many. This is my voice, the voice of the eternal, reaching through layers of light and shadow, through grief and memory, to touch you here, now. Be still. Still your racing thoughts. Still the questions that circle your mind like restless birds. Still the doubt that whispers, is this real? Because what I am about to say was carried through unseen realms, through flame, through water, through the trembling prayers of someone who is no longer in your arms, but still wrapped around your soul. There is one in heaven, a soul who once walked beside you, who wept when you wept, who believed in your light when even you forgot how to see it. That soul cried out to me. They begged the heavens to bend so that this message could reach you in time. And so it has. Archangel Michael has moved. He was stirred not by duty, but by love. He has drawn his sword, not in anger, but in holy defense. He stands over you now, because you are not seeing this message by accident. I, the Lord your God, have drawn you to this moment. This is a divine appointment, not a coincidence, not a suggestion, but a call, a holy interruption. Heaven moved for you. The trumpets sounded your name. Your spirit has cried silently, longing for peace, aching for clarity. And I have heard. Louder than your cries, deeper than your sorrow, clearer than your confusion. Now hear me. 3 minutes. That's what you have. 3 minutes before interference begins to cloud what I am revealing. Because the enemy is trembling, he knows what happens when you finally see. So I rush this message into your spirit like wind through a broken window. You must hear this. There is something hidden, something twisted, something that has been spoken behind your back, crafted in silence, designed to deceive. But I will not allow it. Because I have claimed your destiny. I have placed my seal on your calling, and no deception, no betrayal, no secret plan shall steal what I have declared as yours. Let your spirit rise now. This is only the beginning. The veil is lifting, and what you are about to see will change everything. There is someone near you, someone you trust, someone who wears the mask of love well. They hold you close, but their heart holds poison. They speak with kindness, but underneath their words is strategy, not sincerity. They have studied your soul. They know your softness. They have watched where you bleed, and not to heal you, but to use what they've learned when you are most vulnerable. You thought you found safety. You thought you found rest. But what you leaned on has been plotting in silence. This message, my child, is not to create fear. It is to awaken discernment. I do not whisper rumors. I expose truth. This very night, the one who now lives in my glory, the one who once loved you with earthly hands and now with eternal breath, they cried out to me. They saw what was coming. They saw the moment, the manipulation, the betrayal. And with a cry so deep it echoed through the heavens, they said, Father, please, I love them too much. Let them see, let them know. Let this not be another wound they carry in silence. So I sent Michael, and I speak now. This loved one of yours, they cannot rest fully until you are protected. They walk among the cloud of witnesses, but their eyes are fixed on you. Their hands reach through prayer. Their voice trembles with urgency. That is why this moment is sacred. This message is weighty. Because your soul stands at a crossroads, and your peace, your future, your calling all hang in the balance. But I, the Lord, am not watching from afar. I am standing beside you, and I will not allow the enemy to win this round. Not while your name is written in my hands. Not while eternity waits on your yes. Listen closely now. 3 minutes may have passed in time, but eternity moves differently. This moment, this sacred trembling pause, it was written long before you were born. It is not late. You are not late. You are right on divine time. The danger is not in what you see, it's in what you've chosen not to see. The person who poses a threat to your peace may be the one you least suspect. They wear comfort like a cloak, but their spirit harbors jealousy, resentment, control. They don't attack you directly, they erode you subtly. They cause you to second-guess your instincts, to doubt your growth, to shrink in their presence so they can feel bigger. They act as if they celebrate you, but they quietly compete with you. Their compliments are laced with comparison. Their concern is veiled criticism, and they drain your light without you realizing how dim you've become. But no more. I am pulling back the curtain. I am shining a light into the shadows, and the falsehoods, the secrets, the quiet sabotage, it is all coming to the surface. Yes, child, you will see conversations you were never meant to hear. You will feel shifts in energy that confirm what I'm revealing. They may grow frantic, they may overcompensate, they may try to pull you back in with kindness, but it will be too late, because I have marked this moment as the turning point. You asked for clarity, I give it. You asked for protection, I send it. You asked for confirmation, here it is. And the one you love, the one now alive in my presence, they are watching, hands trembling with joy, saying, yes, they finally see. This is the unraveling, but it's also the awakening, and your freedom begins now. You've carried so much, too much. You've endured the weight of silence, the confusion of betrayal, the loneliness that hides behind strength, and still you showed up. Still you loved. Still you hoped. But I see the truth behind your resilience. I see the exhaustion beneath your kindness. I see how you pretend to be whole while cracks form in the quiet places of your soul. No more pretending. No more dimming your light just to make others feel more comfortable in your presence. No more apologizing for the glory I placed upon you. They envy you because they sense it, even if they don't understand it. They feel my hand on your life, and it disturbs the darkness within them. But I did not call you to fit in. I called you to stand out, to carry my presence, to release light into rooms that forgot how to hope. So now I tell you plainly, you are being elevated, even in the face of betrayal, even in the shadow of pain, even as others plot. I am preparing a place for you. The pain wasn't pointless, the heartbreak wasn't wasted. I saw the tears no one saw. I felt the ache no one acknowledged. I held you when you thought no one was there. And now I rise in your defense, not just to expose darkness, but to restore everything that was taken. There is a door opening soon, a divine door, not made by man, not opened by influence, but carved from purpose and favor. And the one who betrayed you cannot go with you through that door. Their access is being revoked, their influence removed. Because where I'm taking you, only truth can dwell. Stand firm, let go, and watch what I will do. Child of my breath, I know it hurts. I know the thought of letting go, of walking away from people you once held dear, feels like tearing a piece of yourself apart. But understand this. Not everyone who walks with you is meant to stay with you. Some were only there for a chapter. And if you try to stretch their presence into the whole book, you'll distort the story I'm writing. I am asking you for obedience, not comfort. I am asking you to release so I can restore. On the other side of your surrender is a season so rich with blessing that it will make sense of every tear you cried to get here. Financial breakthrough, emotional healing, a clearer calling, relationships mended, rest returned, peace reborn, purpose ignited. Yes, even laughter, the kind that bubbles from deep within your chest without fear holding it back. Yes, sleep, finally, without waking in anxiety. Yes, love again. Real love. Not the kind that takes from you, but the kind that prays with you. This next season is holy, and the person who's been draining your spirit cannot walk into it. If they do, they will sabotage what I've prepared. Because what I've prepared is too sacred to be touched by impure motives. And child, you've waited long enough. You've bled enough. You've held back long enough. I'm not just calling you to survive. I'm calling you to thrive. But it starts with this: obedience. Let me lead. Let me prune. Let me protect what your heart doesn't yet understand. The path is ready. The angels are already moving. And the one you love who stands with me now is smiling. Yes, smiling. Because they know what's coming. They are closer than you know. The one your heart aches for, the one you lost, they have never truly left you. They walk beside you now, not in body, but in spirit. They hover near when your soul quiets. They linger in the corners of your dreams. They touch the wind that brushes your cheek. And when your thoughts whisper their name, they hear. Oh yes, they hear. I have allowed them to stand watch over you, to walk with you through the valley, to intercede when you could no longer pray. They are part of your heavenly covering now. And my Archangel Michael, the great warrior, the one who defends the chosen, he is stationed over you this very hour. His sword drawn, his shield lifted, the battle lines drawn on your behalf. The deceiver has been marked. The access they once had to your heart is being revoked, because I am sealing your spirit for what is divine. But you must be brave. You must choose peace over people-pleasing. You must choose destiny over manipulation. You must choose me, not tradition, not comfort, but me, your God. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not invisible in the heavens. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are covered by angels and carried by eternal love. And yes, the one you mourn, they see you now. Their hands are over their heart. Their spirit is whispering through mine. Thank you, Father. Thank you for saving them again. This is your covering. This is your confirmation. This is your moment. Now listen. There is a voice in your life. Not loud, not obvious, but constant. It pulls at you subtly, making you second guess your worth, question your instincts, doubt your calling. They don't come to you in fury. They come in smiles, in concern, in distraction, but the fruit of their influence is always the same. Less prayer, less peace, less purpose. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual warfare. But not the kind you fight with fists, the kind you win by letting go. And I speak now not to shame you, but to free you, because I see how tired you are of carrying what I never asked you to hold. You were never meant to be manipulated, never meant to be used, never meant to sacrifice your joy so others could feel comfortable in your presence. I am calling you into alignment, not with their expectations, but with my purpose. I'm calling you out of confusion and into clarity. The blessing ahead of you, it's not small, it's not mild, it's not temporary, it's restoration in every direction. And the person draining you, the one you've been afraid to let go of, cannot come with you into this next season. If you take them with you, they will pollute what I have purified, they will poison what I've prepared. Let them go. Even if it hurts, even if it feels like loss, because what I will give you in return will make your soul breathe again. And through every moment ahead, the one in heaven you love will walk beside you, guiding you through dreams, memories, and silent signs. You are not alone. You are being led. And your obedience will open the door to everything I've promised. My child, do not ignore what your spirit has already sensed. You've felt the unease. You've had the dreams. You've noticed the patterns that don't align with peace. That's not paranoia. That's discernment. It's the Holy Spirit stirring inside you, trying to protect what you haven't been willing to confront. Yes, they've smiled in your face. Yes, they've praised you in public. But their heart has held secrets. They've walked in two worlds, appearing loyal, but living with hidden motives. I've watched as you gave them chance after chance, hoping love would be enough to change them. But love without truth is not protection. It's a trap. And I love you too much to let you stay in it. That's why I've allowed this shaking, the dreams that won't leave you, the discomfort that grows, the silent knowing you can't explain. This is not to punish you, it's to awaken you, because I'm about to shift your life in ways you've prayed for, but you must be in the right position to receive it, emotionally aligned, spiritually ready, relationally protected. I'm removing access. I'm closing doors that looked like comfort but were actually cages. And the one in heaven, the one whose love still covers you, has cried out for this moment. They saw what was forming behind your back, and I gave them permission to plead before me. I heard them. I saw their love for you, and I moved heaven to intervene. You are being guarded, not just by angels, but by legacy, by love that refused to stay silent. This is your warning, but it's also your release. Now rise, step into the truth, and watch the chains fall. You've asked, why did they leave? Why did they change? Why did the door close when my heart was still open? And now I reveal it. It was me. I was the one who shut the door. I was the one who severed the ties. Not out of cruelty, but out of mercy. What you didn't know then was that some of what you were clinging to was contaminated. It looked safe, but it was subtle sabotage. It felt familiar, but it wasn't aligned with your future. I was protecting you from what you couldn't yet see. That's why they ghosted you. That's why their words turned sharp. That's why the plans fell apart even when your heart tried to hold them together. The heartbreak saved your destiny. The disappointment rerouted your path toward purpose. And the one in heaven, they see it all clearly now. They know what I know. If you had stayed there, if you had held on, you would have never stepped into who you truly are. They're not asking you to stay stuck in what was. They're asking you to become the healing they couldn't finish. To speak the truth they were too afraid to say. To love deeper. to walk bolder, to rise fully into the anointing I have placed on your life. You are the continuation of a promise. You are the legacy being made whole. And now, child, only 1 minute remains. This is not pressure. It's purpose. It's your sign, your confirmation, your divine moment. Will you say yes? Will you walk away from what drains you and embrace what I've been preparing for you all along? I am here, closer than your next breath, and all of heaven is holding its breath to see your response. Now, beloved one, let your heart be still, for you stand in a sacred moment, one written into the pages of eternity before your first breath. This message was not crafted from emotion. It was carved from glory. Every word you've read has been saturated in the prayers of the one you lost, who is not truly lost at all. They are alive, alive in my presence, alive in light, alive in the whisper of wind against your skin, the flicker of a candle, the sudden song that stirs your memory. They've stood beside you when no one else knew how to hold you. They've whispered your name into the halls of heaven. They've prayed for your healing, your peace, your breakthrough, and I, your God, have heard every cry. I have seen your sleepless nights. I have felt the ache in your bones that even words cannot reach. But now I send my peace, not just a feeling, but a covering, a presence, a blanket of light wrapping around your soul, softening the places hardened by grief, healing the wounds too deep for hands. I am giving you permission to live again, to laugh again, to trust again, to breathe without guilt. You have honored the one you lost. Now let that love lift you, not weigh you down. There is still life to live, joy to discover, people who will love you deeply, work only your hands can do, and a divine purpose that cannot be fulfilled by anyone else but you. Your story is not over. Your light is not fading. It is only beginning to rise. So wipe your tears, lift your head, and walk forward in grace. Archangel Michael stands at your side. The one you love smiles in glory. And I, your Father, say to you now, well done, well seen, well loved. Now go and live like heaven is cheering, because, child, we are.